talking on the fly, no context to the conversation.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, you're killing me right now. So Ryan always has trouble with the audio on these podcasts. If you guys were watching last week with Ethan Goss, we tried to set Ethan up to be talking smack on Ryan, and then Ryan was going to bomb in and call him out on everything he was saying. And it was a perfect setup. But then Ryan's audio didn't work. So it ruined everything.
Yeah, I wasn't real thrilled with that. That was 2 weeks ago, though, I think.
Was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Anthony Hogeback was last week. You're right. You right.
I ain't no Hogeback, y'all.
Ain't no Hogebacker. That's what I say about him. Anthony was awesome, dude. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Heavy Metal podcast, Ryan? Are you in favor of this?
Dude, I was watching that. I literally put in so this is live. This is right now. It's Friday the 12th at 3:34 p.m., right? Like, last week's was not live. Last week was actually like taped in advance.
Yeah. No, this one's real live.
So I'm watching it like when it was on. Like, I wasn't on the podcast, but I was watching it and I'm like, dude, what is this? The heavy metal Pittsburgh Heavy Metal podcast? And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, Anthony, we shouldn't do this. This isn't the Pittsburgh Metal podcast. I guess heavy's out of the picture now, right? You guys
it is.
got rid of the heavy and metal? Okay.
It's just metal. Heavy metal, funny enough, when you say heavy metal, that kind of means like 80s metal, more so like Judas Priest. Like something like that, if you say heavy metal.
Like Led Zeppelin?
No,
Led Zeppelin. Judas Priest rock. Doesn't seem like... I think like Megadeth.
Okay, that would fit. That's thrash metal, heavy metal. Yeah, I
Metallica.
Yeah, definitely thrash, but yeah, heavy metal. That would work, I would say. I like this. Check this. TJ Timbo Mo in here. You know Timbo, the legend's in here, but he has a cool idea. We need a group page for 247, like all things Pittsburgh MMA, where people just post and interact and talk smack.
It actually says where people can post and interact, not just post and interact.
Yeah.
But we're working on some stuff, so there's a lot in the hopper, brother.
Hell yeah. I'm pretty excited about these things, man. So the title of this video says big things are coming to 247 Fighting Championships, and it's not a fight. It's not an event. Ryan, you want to just tell the people? Because this is kind of your thing. This is what you're doing. This is kind of, more on you. So share
it's for you, though.
It is like the best birthday present ever, if we're looking at it that way. Sorry, Mom and Dad. This is a little cooler.
Kind of been obsessed with the new stuff going on lately.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're always scoping out new stuff too, like new. Like, we had a meeting today, right? We traveled to a location to check it out. They wanted to have us have shows there, so we're always checking stuff out. But Ryan's looking good. Now you got to go and lie, like, bro.
Yeah,
that's never even been real.
Timbo was doing so well, and then he said an obvious lie. But this is like that game, like 2 truths and a lie. This is really easy to figure out. This one's really easy.
There's the lie. There's the lie.
But yeah, dude. So what's happening? What's this development?
So we have a location that we are going to build a new podcast studio in. And our guests are going to be live. We'll occasionally have the people in that, can't do a live one. We really want to have someone on. But ultimately, like, if you live in Pittsburgh and you want to be on the podcast, like, you got to come check out the studio. It's going to be sick. It's going to be state of the art. It's going to be legit the best looking podcast studio you're ever going to imagine. We're set to move in there September 1, and we're gonna have the studio set up, and we're probably gonna need some time to play around with it and test it out. But it's think Joe Rogan Pittsburgh style.
Yeah, so this is Joe Rogan's studio. Obviously, it's not going to be like a red spaceship or anything like that, but in terms of multi-camera view excellent lighting, a sweet table in the center. Ryan worked with a local builder to get a custom-made table for the podcast studio, so we'll have the ability to have up to like 4 guests at the table. It's going to look a lot like, I mean, we'll just be candid. Like, we looked up what equipment does Joe Rogan use for his podcast. Like, we looked up the stuff they use to make their podcast pop the way it does, and we're trying to recreate that in Pittsburgh to a degree. So maybe not quite this eccentric and crazy, but it's going to look awesome. It's going to be state of the art. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to be straight up. There are going to be things about our podcast that are better than his. There are also things that we'll never have that he has, like
8 billion viewers.
Well, I mean, we only have 7 billion, but
yeah, that's true. It's
I mean,
close.
That's if TJ Timbo counts as 6.99 billion.
He does in my book.
I agree. But yeah, so we are going to have a new podcast studio. Part of the things that we're going to have to figure out, like Hunter and I were just talking about, as we've kind of built this thing out, like the original plan was for Hunter to kind of have like sit behind controls and run the podcast and take care of what needs taken care of. But as we've kind of built this out, it's going to look like you're going to look like a pilot at it.
I know.
It's going to so we're probably going to need someone else there.
Oh, here's a good. The picture's super tiny. I found a good picture of Jamie, Joe Rogan's assistant, behind the camera. One second. Okay. Or behind the controls, so you'll see like what Ryan's talking about.
So we've kind of tried to like all the controls that it's going to take to run the podcast and to do it. I don't know that Hunter can. Most of the time, Hunter can't like intelligently speak anyway, like just with speaking alone. So to have him try to run all that stuff just might not be realistic. And so we're probably going to need someone in there every podcast to kind of run the production of it. So if there's any guys that want to learn how to use high-level podcast equipment and stuff like that have some type of functional ability, and this is interesting to you, it's going to be right off of 79 in Bridgeville, and if you're anywhere near there and you think that's something you would like to do, shoot us an email at info@247fighting.com.
Look at that, already recruiting producers and whatnot. I love the idea of it, man. As you know, I've been very, very stoked about it in general in terms of building things out. It is going to be so legit. Like, I cannot wait to see what it looks like when it's done, because like you said, nobody that I know of in Pittsburgh is doing a podcast studio quite like this. I'm sure they're out there. I mean, there's a billion podcasts nowadays, so I'm sure that somebody does have a really crazy good one. But certainly in the regional MMA space, this doesn't exist. So it'll be awesome. And we'll also open the opportunity to, expand the podcast as well, because this is a podcast studio that's going to be ready to roll once the equipment's all set up and once everything's ready to go. And once we have a producer, somebody manning the controls, like Ryan said, there's no reason that we can't have other people podcast out of that space. So the opportunities are pretty endless there. And I love it.
Yeah. So if you know someone that runs a podcast here in Pittsburgh, they won't have to travel very far if they're in the South Hills area already. Even County is very close to it. So if you know anyone, let them know about it. And it's going to be a state of the art, high. We're not going cheap on this thing. And so it's going to be special. It's going to be really cool.
We were at Caliente Pizza today when Ryan ordered a lot of the stuff for it, and I think I saw him have a mini heart attack. I wasn't sure if it was from all the meat on the pizza or if it was from that purchase. I wasn't sure which one caused the heart attack, but one way or another, I did see a little tinge.
Tinge.
But we're talking 3 cameras set up, so there will be a wide view camera where you can see both guests, and then individual cameras on their faces, live switching between the cameras, super pro audio, good acoustics, live capability. It's all out, man. I couldn't be more excited about that.
Could have been either there.
I'm not sure which. I Dang it, Timbo.
Yeah, those come. Oh, the other thing we'll be able to do is take live callers if we want.
Yeah, that's what we should definitely do. Just live call, ask questions, whatever it may be. The live chat's fun, but yeah.
Yeah, live chat is definitely fun, and yeah.
John Mosley wondering about fights for pros, sounds like. I mean, we definitely have pro fights. Are you looking to fight, John? Like, is this you asking us for a fight?
Caliente pizza causes heart conditions.
That is true.
Caliente pizza is good. It's good. And if you get the rolls are incredible. Like the jalapeno cheddar roll tipped in ranch. Oh, it's so good. My wife gets the cheeseburger roll.
All them rolls. Yes, son. But I heard that Caliente pizza was super overrated and not that good. So this is something that Ryan has been like waiting to show me the light on, I think. Because I always heard bad things about Caliente, and he was like, dude, Caliente is delicious. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, all right, well, let's check it out today then after our little meeting. And he was right. It's good. It's really good, guys. If you've heard bad things about Caliente, I don't know why. It was pretty awesome. Is it the best pizza I've ever had? Probably not, but it was very good. See? Look at this. I heard Caliente's overrated.
Dude, here's my okay. If you're gonna go to Caliente, one, get the rolls, get the jalapeno cheddar roll. It's so good. And then the other thing, they have craft beer. That's another story.
They have good
beer. The other thing is get the square deep dish pizza. It's so good. Tell them to make it well done. It is really good.
It was really good. I will say the pan pizza was very good. The crust was good. The toppings were good. It was awesome. But John, I feel you on this. The Steelers are my team, but I live in Baltimore. I feel terrible for you on that fact, my friend. You should not be stuck in Baltimore as a Steelers fan. So, yeah, man, I mean, if you want to fight 155 pro, I just looked you up on Tapology. Looks like you have a pro record going on there, a pro career going on. Have your team reach out to us, man. Have your head coach reach out to us and get it going. We don't book fights through the fighters for pretty obvious reasons. So have your coach or manager get it done. Timbo says sounds like I'm sucking helium.
Yeah, you did do that. What were you doing?
I don't know, dude.
Now that he says that, I do recall you doing that. The other thing you could also do, John, is you can go to our website, and on the last tab, there's one that says fighter application or whatever, future fighter form. Fill that form out, and that'll give you it asks you for your coach's name, that we can get in contact with your coach. We schedule all that stuff through coaches, not through fighters or managers and all that stuff. And so, yeah, have them hit us up or fill out that form, and we'll see if we have opportunities that might work for you. That's all we can promise. I mean, we'll take a look and see if we can make sense of anything. I mean, how Regional MMA works, guys, is there's the local fighters that we match up because they're the ones that sell the tickets, and we bring in fighters to match up with those people that sell the tickets. And so when we bring people in, we're looking to match them up with people that are here locally. And so we'd love to have you fight for us, John. I don't know if there's any 55ers or if you have any ability to fight at catch weights. I know there's a guy that fights at 150 a lot. There's not any lightweights right now that come to mind that are pro that are active right now. So around here, but hey, that stuff changes constantly, and we could have a 155 pro pop up any moment that makes sense. So
yeah,
fill that form out. We'll have you in our database, and we'll be moving along.
Exactly. And I hope you're watching, John, there. I just kind of showed you the website. I was sharing the screen. It's just 247fighting.com, and then you navigate to that little about tab, and then the future fighter form is right under that. So fill it out like Ryan said, and we'll be good to go, man. We'd love to have you if it makes sense, for sure. Shrek ate you asking a very important question. When is
That
the
is
next event?
important. When is the next event? So we had Brawl in the Berg 12 in July, and now we are moving on to Brawl in the Berg 13, which is October 1st. And not long after, we're jumping into Brawl in the Berg 14, which will be the October 1st in Monroeville, and then one in Washington.
Yep.
On just a couple weeks later, on the 22nd.
Yep. It's going to be a really, really sick event. We had Ethan Goss on the show a couple weeks ago. He's going to be defending his pro featherweight title against Tobias Taylor. So, I mean, that is an absolute banger of a fight right there. Two top-level guys that are right on the brink of the next level, right on the brink of a Bellator, UFC, PFL kind of deal going on there with both of those guys. So a win there could definitely launch one of them to the next level. A pro title fight means something to us. We say it all the time on the show, but our pro title fights mean something. And one of our previous pro title holders fights tomorrow. What's up with that? What's up with that, Ryan? You're wearing the shirt.
What's up with that? Represent Mma Worthy. Big fight tomorrow, like right here at the Middleton household. The whole 247 gang is going to be partying it up, watching Mma show Tennessee MMA, show Aries MMA, and most of all, show his opponent what's up. So,
what's up?
I mean, I saw Spectation Sports is broadcasting the event. They had an article where they predicted the fights, and they predicted that Mma was going to lose. Just saying.
I saw that too. Adam Martin. I'm calling you out, Adam Martin. You took everything I worked for. But
so Trevor Peak, dude, guys, let me tell you about this guy, Trevor Peak. He's been knocking everyone out, like lights out, first round. He's a beast. That being said, I'm just telling you this right now. It's never even been close to the level of competition when he fights against Mma. So he is taking a unbelievably massive step up. Does he have the power to win the fight?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Anyone at this, people hit hard like that's, but it's a huge step up in competition, and he thinks he's ready for it. What's the percentage on that?
Wow, 65% for Trevor Peak. Mma the underdog.
Well, actually, the line that they're putting out is Mma's like a 2-1.
Okay, interesting. There is another element to this fight that I think is very interesting, and that's that Trevor hasn't fought at 155 since this fight here in February 2021. He's been at welterweight the rest of the time, and even a 180-pound catch weight in there. So he's always fought a lot heavier than 155 recently. That can go one of two ways. You can look at that as, okay, well, he's definitely going to be bigger than Mma, and he's already got power, so that's a huge power advantage then on paper. Or this weight cut is going to deplete him so much that he's not going to be the same guy by the time he gets in there. So that can go either way. I'm not a huge fan of guys making big weight cuts, man. Honestly, I think it's smarter to fight close-ish to your natural weight. But then again, I'm not a fighter and I don't do it. So it's easy for me to say. But if I was, I would try to stick close to my walking around weight.
Yeah, I mean, it's good on paper until you get in a cage your first time and the guy is like 20 pounds more than you. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah. We weighed the same yesterday. How did we weigh the same yesterday?
I think when a guy weighs, like even at weigh-ins, when a guy's like a lot heavier than another guy, like you can tell even then. Like they might weigh the same then, but they're just different sizes.
Timbo asking where to watch it. It's on spectationsports.com.
Yeah, you can go to Spectation Sports. It's available like on the web. You can probably do it on your phone too.
For the record, we're not affiliated with Spectation, so this is a free plug for you guys. Spectation, you guys need to pay us for this. Pay up, son.
They're not.
Okay, okay, but not really.
It's not like it's 247 live or anything like that.
No, it's not 247 live. You're
Wait,
right.
what do you mean? When you say that, what are you talking about? What is that?
Oh, no way. He went there. Okay, so I honestly thought,
Get
you
this
know,
off
that
the screen. Come on.
oh yeah, sorry. I'm giving them all this free advertising there. But all right, so I thought we were just going to talk about the podcast studio, which we covered, which is going to be amazing, no doubt. Like, we're stoked about the podcast studio, but there is one more element.
This is just for our our loyal listeners, bro.
Man, if you ain't on the podcast, you ain't even going to know about this.
You ain't
247
gonna know.
Live. It sounded like Ryan was joking when he said 247 Live, but that's a real thing that we are currently developing. We are looking to get our own, to simplify it in the most simple terms, I think, UFC Fight Pass, but for us. Like, it's going to be our fight library, our apps, our web service. It's a whole OTT suite that we're looking to unleash. So we're going to have a new home for our pay-per-views, our fight replays. You'll be able to subscribe. You'll be able to buy pay-per-views. And when it launches, I don't know how far you want to run this, Ryan, but we also want to use this to stream other people's events locally for these other people that maybe don't have a platform or are using someone that they feel like it's not a very good deal for them on the pay-per-view side of things.
We don't have to sugarcoat it. I'm gonna say like what. So when we started 247, right? So we used a thing called Fight TV, and that was we pay all of the money for our production. And so, like, we have cameramen, we have a production guy, we have all of this stuff. It costs a lot of money. So to produce a show, we put it on Fight TV, and they would give us like this. What, my filter? No, stop. What is wrong? Why does it say
sharing all
host?
these? I don't know. It does say host though. That was kind of goofy.
That
I
was
never did
weird.
that. I never commented there. I never knew how it would show up. Sweet.
That's funny.
Anyway,
So, so Fight TV was like it served a purpose, and that like you could tell people go to Fight TV, like you can buy our pay per view, but the amount that we got from that pay per view was so little that it just like didn't even matter. It was so small that like you ended up with like 25% when it was all said and done. Like if you had a $30 pay per view, you got like $9. It was or $8 or whatever. So it ended up being like it doesn't never made sense for us. So we started looking at other options then. So we have since like done it on our own, but through web and through different things. And now we're turning it up a notch. And we're also going to offer it to others who are in the same predicament we were in. Like Fight TV wasn't a great option. Okay, we have a better option for you. We will also, the biggest thing I didn't like about Fight TV is they didn't there was no promotion aspect to it. Like they weren't pushing our like we didn't get more sales by being associated with them. So that's the other, like you're going to see like in the coming days, week, whatever, you're going to see 247 Live as a Facebook page, and we're going to start to build an audience and be able to promote these other events, not just our own, not just Brawl in the Berg or any other events we have, but their events as well. So it's exciting. We're constantly on the cutting edge. We're excited to launch this. It's gonna be a month or two before it's like officially like out there.
Sure. So in conjunction with the podcast studio, you guys can kind of see where that's going. Like we're just investing more heavily into this media space. And I think that's going to definitely pay off for us. We're crazy excited about it. The opportunities there are pretty unlimited. I'm stoked about it, man. I really am. I cannot wait to see where we can go with this. And for me, like the ability to help out, because like I used to work for Flow and I worked with Spectation for a little bit as well. And I know like there's merit to what they're doing there. Like, this can work. I've seen it so many different ways, and I've seen ways that I think we can tweak it and make it make more sense for us. And on this hyper specific regional level, I think we can make it make a lot of sense. So it's going to be awesome for us, obviously. Like, we love that for us. But what I love it for even more is for other people, like other local promotions, other, sporting outlet. It doesn't even necessarily have to be sports, but other people who want to have live streams and make money on their live streams and make that be a valuable part of their business. Like, this is a place where you can do it, and you'll be able to have this app on your TV, on your Roku, on your iOS device. Like, we're going to have apps specifically for this, and it's going to be sick, man. The website, from what we've seen, some of the mock-ups, it basically looks like Netflix. Like, when you guys sign in, it's going to be a very familiar interface for you for browsing videos, for watching live streams, things like that. It's all definitely a different level, I would say, for us, for anything that Pittsburgh's seen in the space as well.
And I don't know that, I don't know if anyone else is doing this other than UFC and Bellator.
Right.
Maybe PFL. Like, it's top. I mean, we want to do things that other people wish they would have. Like, we're doing it. We had shows during the pandemic without crowds. Like, who else was doing that? Like, and that's what we want. We want to be a leader in the industry, and this is just another thing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely where we've always wanted to be, and what we've always said was that we wanted to help not just ourselves, but help everybody, and we meant that with fighters, and now, we mean it with promoters as well. We're not kidding, because, like, the bigger everything gets, the bigger also we can get, and we can all grow together. Like, that's always been the vision and the goal. Why can't Western PA be a hub for combat sports, right? Like, why is there not more live streaming jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, like all of that? Why can't it all work together to build each other? Because the bigger one of us gets, the bigger all of us can get. So I'm stoked about it, man. I really am.
When I hired Hunter, there was a lot of intentionality about it, but I remember telling you, like, we need to be more of a media company.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be more like a media company that has MMA events.
Right.
And that's essentially, like, everyone's a media. Like, you look at the big successful companies, they're media companies that do something else. And
right.
So that's what the intentionality was there. The hiring a media guy, like, that wasn't an accident. Like, all of that stuff happened. I spoke to a person that I have a ton of respect for when working all this stuff out, and he said, like, become a media company who does MMA, and that's what, like, the intention. We've been intentionally moving. That's what the Pittsburgh MMA podcast was, the first step, and hiring Hunter, a media guy, is a critical step in that, and then starting this 247 Live and investing in this podcast studio. This 247 Live is a huge investment. These are things that we wouldn't be able to do if it weren't for our amazing fans. So these are.
Yeah, I think you guys,
most of all, our sponsors. They're phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
look at
that's
the bottom of the screen and support every single one of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's no making it happen without them, for sure, and without the fans, like you said. And I think anybody who listens to the podcast knows that we don't, or is just associated, has watched our events. Like, we don't really just build things up to build them up. I know we're ultimately, people expect some level of hype and hyperbole, but, like, that's really not something that we try to do at all. We're giving it to you straight. Like Ryan said, this is a huge investment, man. This 247 Live is not a small amount of money. It's not a small amount of time. It's not a small amount of effort. Like, everything that's going to go into this is going to be extremely taxing and extremely demanding. So we're going to really hit the ground running with it. I've been watching tutorial videos pretty nonstop since we talked about it to make sure when we get this new setup, I'm going to be really comfortable running it. can train somebody else to run it, like Ryan was saying, down the future, hopefully, and we can make it work for other people too. That's the thing. All of this sounds great. If we have an app, all that sounds great, but if you go to watch the pay-per-view and it buffers constantly and it doesn't work, then what was the point of any of that? So having it is step one, making it work is step two, and we're making sure that we're able to do both.
If we do things, we do them big. That's right, Dylan.
That's
right, bro.
Dylan gets it, brother. Hell yeah, brother. He gets it.
Listen here, brother. You don't even know who that is, do you?
No idea, dude. I've just heard people say it. Macho Man. Am I right?
Listen here, brother.
Is that Hulk or Macho Man? It's one of the two.
Actually, the funny thing is, like, that voice was probably right between the two of them.
Fair. I was gonna say, like, the brother. Like, I always associate Hulk Hogan with brother. Yeah.
That's brother. But then you got, oh yeah.
There you go. See, I remember him as the Slim Jim guy, which was awesome. Do we agree that Slim Jims are awesome? Dude, do you like Slim Jim? No way. Get out of here.
Dude, you know what I like are those little ones in the bag where they're spicy and sweet, or spicy ones. You know what I'm talking about?
The Dukes?
Yes, Dukes, yeah.
Those
spicy ones.
Those are really good, but fair warning on Dukes for anybody listening. Those need to stay refrigerated once you open them. I learned that the hard way. I had a bag in my car one time, and it was open, and I just left it in the car like overnight, maybe a day or two or whatever. The next time I went to eat one, dude, it was the worst thing I ever tasted. It was totally spoiled and musty. It was like, oh, dude, it was awful.
Dude, awful. How did you have some left over? That's my question. That's
exactly.
Weird.
Dude, I don't eat like you. So anybody who's seen me, it's hard to tell on the live stream, but like I'm a pretty large guy in general. I'm like 6'3", 240. And Ryan out eats me like not even close. Like you can eat double what I eat every time we go out to eat. It's ridiculous. Ryan is an eater.
What? Wait, why don't you just say what you really wanted to say?
I'm not saying what I want to say.
What do you really want to say, bro?
You're not fat, bro. You're not fat. You're trying to bait me into calling you fat, and I won't do it because it's not true. It's not true.
I'm going to go upstairs to get another drink. So if my kids are screaming like idiots, that's the risk I got to take.
You're going upstairs to get a Slim Jim. Don't lie to me.
I'm going to go outside, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So listen, folks, this is the one time you're allowed to get a regional pay-per-view that's not ours. Mma Worthy this weekend. He's fighting in Tennessee. See, Mma is going to show up. Okay, so Bang is my jam. I'm allowed to have these. I shouldn't drink them as often. I'm not going to have another one. I just had one.
You're going back-to-back bangs?
No, I'll be a little hyper.
That's a level of stamina that I haven't heard of. Back-to-back bangs for Ryan Middleton. It's like college all over again.
Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with you. Dylan's going, what's he mean by that?
Oh, poor sorry, Dylan. Earmuffs, Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan's like, what part of college classes am I missing? I don't see anyone. I think my kids all left.
Nice.
Oh, it's bright out here.
So they've if you guys have seen Mma's last two fights with us, his common theme in the lead up to that and in the post fight was that there's levels to this game. Like he said it repeatedly, even immediately after he won, he was in the cage like levels. I think he thinks, and I mean, if we're being honest, I also think Trevor Peek's about to learn that lesson too.
So here's the thing, like Trevor Peek has a lot of power. If there's ever been a way, like, Mma will bang with people. Mm-hmm. There's ever been a way that, like, he hits hard enough so that he has a route to victory is all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Like when you talk about a puncher's chance, he has like more than a puncher's chance, I would say. He's not just like a powerhouse that has a huge overhand right or something. Like he's just a naturally strong, powerful dude everywhere. Like if he touches Mma, for sure, he can end the night in a hurry. There's no doubt about that. But in terms
That
of
being
overall
said,
skill, yeah, there's a level difference there.
all
you need is the one shot.
Is that somewhere Trevor Peake can get to that level? Maybe. I mean, he's very inexperienced compared to Kama. The level of competition he's fought is never anywhere near the level of competition Kama's fought. Like, the people Kama has lost to are light years ahead of the people that Trevor has beat. So Kama has beat people that are light years ahead of anyone that Trevor Peake has beat. So that's where you're going to see, I think you're going to see a disparity with skill level, movement, motion. Like Trevor Peake has never fought someone that moves like Kama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people haven't fought people that move like Kama, but they've fought enough different styles of strikers that it's just a different style that they have spend a little time getting used to. I think he's going to have a tough time. I think if he doesn't catch him, if he doesn't make Kama respect him early, it's not going to end well for him.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree on all of that. Obviously, Kama and Kama's game extremely well. And the other thing I would add, I mean, it's not like I'm giving away Kama secrets or anything here, but I've heard from so many people who have trained with Kama, sparred with Kama, and they all say that he's one of the trickiest strikers, if not the trickiest striker that they've ever sparred with. Everybody who thinks they're good goes up against Kama and just cannot figure out his range, his length, his kicks, the diversity of his attack.
It's his move, his herky-jerky move.
He's a little unorthodox. Yeah, he's unorthodox in a way that they're not used to. And it's very, very hard to just prepare for that and be ready for that. And he's got the power to go with it. Obviously, it's not as much as we talk about Trevor Peake being a knockout artist. It's not like Kama doesn't knock people out. The dude puts people out cold. And
with jabs.
Yeah, with jabs, dude. The Kahim Murray fight was insane for us. That was nuts. Absolutely nuts. So it's an awesome match. It really is an awesome matchup. Like we said, we're not going to hype up Spectation Sports and another promotion too much. We're still the best regional MMA promotion. I'm just kidding, but we are. But also, it is an awesome fight.
Except for we're awesome.
Except that we are. But it's a legitimately great, intriguing matchup on every level. Kudos to them for putting it together, because that's the kind of fight that you want to see. For Trevor, if he wins, that's the one that could establish him as more than just a prospect, a prospect that's genuinely ready for the next level. For Kama, it's a chance to show that old lion still got some bite. So I love it on both sides.
I wonder what time they're weighing in there. They should probably fairly soon.
Soon, yeah. So Trevor definitely, like I said, making weight is the first hurdle for Trevor. I don't know much about him and his natural kind of walk around size. I just know that he's been fighting at 170 a lot and even 180 lately, and 155 is a long 15 pounds. If you're already shredded.
I watched him interviewed with Aries, and in that interview he said, it was a couple weeks ago, he said he's really light already. So
that's good.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be an issue at all, but
there's
always that point where you hit a wall.
Yeah. Also, when's the last time you heard a pre-fight interview where the guy was like, yeah, I'm super heavy right now, I might not make weight? You know what I mean? He's not going to say that, even if that is the case.
I don't think you get into that. You just say, yeah, everything's good. You wouldn't specifically. So I think he was light. I don't think he was lying. I just think that doesn't necessarily mean 2 weeks later he's going to be able to drop that last 5 pounds easily.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's a heck of a fight, man. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow out at your place. That's going to be a good time. We're going to be. Oh no! Don't even say that, Dylan. Don't even say that.
Dude, who does he think he's talking to?
Whose side are you on, Dylan?
Yeah, bro. Dylan, I think you need to go work for Spectation or something.
There was no weight gate for the record, guys. We tried to live stream our weigh-ins and it wasn't as buttoned up as we wanted it to be. That's what he's talking about, and it sucked and we weren't happy with it, and we're going to make it better for next time. That's what we do. We learn. When things aren't perfect, we make them perfect next time.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but
well, yeah. I mean, you're still involved, so. Oh, nice.
Come on, bro.
We went different ways with that. But yeah.
You're,
all right.
You're a jerk.
I got to wrap this up because I need to go watch. I need to go watch some hair metal down PNC Park.
Dude,
we got that
tell
Motley
everyone
Crue.
Where you're going.
Motley Crue, son. We're going to watch Motley Crue tonight down PNC. And it is still called PNC Park for now. It's not Acrisure Park, so that's nice.
There's always that.
Yeah.
Actually, but they're keeping a ketchup bottle. Is that right?
I did see that. Yeah, they are keeping a ketchup bottle for Heinz Field. I refuse to call it Acrisure Stadium. Heinz Field.
You just did twice, bro.
But that's not actually what it's called, though. It's Heinz
Field.
The
fact that you can properly pronounce it shows you have
a level of research. Yeah, I agree. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah,
I'm going to go watch some metal. We're going to, like we said, Ryan ordered all this stuff today. Like this podcast studio is happening. 247 Live is happening. That's like exclusive business goodies for you guys. I know it's maybe not like as exciting for you as a user as us breaking the news of a huge fight, but like for us and for where we're going. And I think you'll see in the future, like this is extremely exciting. Like your user experience is going to change for the better in a really, really big way. And I'm excited about that.
So if you make Hunter excited, everyone wins.
I try to be very even keel, man. That's one thing that I always try to do. Like, don't get too high or too low. That's something I always think is important.
All right. Thanks.
These are thanks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
These are super intelligent words from a guy who still gets carded.
Dylan, put that quote on like a quote template of like a wheat field in like cursive. Put it in cursive handwriting for a picture of a wheat field for me.
I always try to tell people don't get too high unless you get really high.
Yeah, put that one on there. Actually, that's a much better message for the kids.
All right. Well,
all right,
guys, we appreciate every time you guys tune in. We're excited about like the direction everything's going in. We wanted to share that with you guys. So super exciting. And we'll be back next week with a podcast. Hey, fighters, like hit us up if you want on the podcast. We're gonna be going with live podcasts starting in like sometime in September or October. But until then, we're still gonna be doing them via Zoom, or what is this called again? Restream.
Yep.
So, or if you'd rather wait until the studio's open, let us know you want to be a live guest. You got to travel down to Bridgeville and come to the new studio, and we'll schedule that out too. And we're looking to have at least a guest every other podcast episode, maybe 2 out of 3, something like that. So we'll be scheduling those out moving forward. And so if you want to jump on that schedule, please do so. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. I can't wait, man. It's exciting. It's going to be sick. I can't wait for you guys to see it for the first time. We will be bombarding you with it, I'm sure. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching this week, everybody, and we will see you next Friday for another one with probably a fighter from our October 1st card. BitB13. Let's go. See you guys later.